I have not done my favorite looks in a while, so I went back through my camera roll, looked at some of the outfits that I've done recently, and I put together a video here for you guys today of 12 of my favorite looks as of late. That's what we're gonna call it. Favorite looks lately. Let's get into it. So if you are new here, I like to kind of analyze my looks. You know, some of the ones I end up putting together I love, some I don't. But that's what we're gonna do here today. So we'll just kind of talk about them and why I like them. They're in no particular order. Normally I save my favorite till the end, but these are all my favorites, so I can't really do that. So this first one here, we've got a denim vest, and it is mostly buttoned up, or I think it snaps, and it has a little bit of a cinch here, which is nice. And I kind of went a little bit monochromatic with the base, like an offsetting monochromatic. So we've got the tan vest, and then I think this midi skirt just really does it. Like this midi skirt, you could do so much stuff with it. It's ribbed, it's got a nice slit up the side, which is great. It actually was part of a Walmart set. I will link anything that I can from this video, certainly not promising that everything is gonna be available, but I'm happy to link whatever I can. And a couple things here. So we've got a little bit of an offsetting color base here, although I would argue the one is a little bit more warm than the other. But I like first that it's a vest that's fully done up, almost to like a mock neck, and that's a little bit different. And then I think just really the juxtaposition of pairing that with a skirt. And then I think obviously the checkered accessories just add so much here. So we've got checkered accessories a couple places. I usually try not to put them in more than 3 places because I get that it gets to be a lot. But we've got my favorite Target bag, a bracelet that I ended up getting on vacation, and then these are one of my favorite Vans. I decided then, okay, like what is the color? And I remember putting this look together. This was actually for LTK Con. I remember putting this together thinking like, okay, I need a splash of color. And I remember actually trying a bunch of splashes of color with this. I think also including the checkered. Like I think I had the base down and then I was like, what am I doing? So I obviously landed on the turquoise, and what's fun here is I kind of have the turquoise a little bit everywhere. I've got rings, I have an anklet, I have it in my bracelet, it's obviously in the earrings as well, and I feel like the retro sunglasses just kind of make it. If you're ever looking for a splash of color as well, I've done stuff like here, I added in a claw clip. It probably wasn't necessarily needed because I did have the turquoise elsewhere, but I do kind of like the balance that that brings. I always try to look for just color balance. It's like, okay, these are the colors we're doing, and okay, I need that color kind of up here. Well, what could up here be? Okay, it could be a hat, it could be a bow in my hair, like, you know, whatever. It could be a claw clip versus like, oh, I need color down here. And then it's like, okay, what could down here be? Okay, well, I could put it in a shoe, I could put it in a sock, I could put it in an anklet. That's kind of how I section out outfits. I don't know, let me know if that is anything for you. But yeah, this was a fun look. I actually wore this to meet one of you guys, a longtime subscriber, when I was in Dallas. So hopefully she liked the look too. I don't know. Oh, pardon the interruption. It is just me, your host, Jen. I just wanted to welcome you into the channel if you happen to be new here. And if you are not new, then welcome back. My channel is all about helping you be your most confident self through style and fashion. We love to cook affordable looks on this channel. We like to say we be in the kitchen cooking them looks. And if that all sounds interesting to you, I would definitely consider subscribing. It is free. If you didn't know that, it is free. There's no charge. And I always like to say subscribe if you're awesome, or subscribe if you want to be awesome. This video is more like a lookbook style video, but there are gonna be some things in here that are linkable. Anything that is linkable in this video, I definitely will link down in the description box. And I will also put it in a pinned comment. The YouTube does have a YouTube shopping feature now. I will link everything I can there. They don't have everything available to link there, but I certainly will link what I can. If you do decide to use my links, do know how much I appreciate you. That really helps out me and my channel. When you do so, it's a free way to support the content that I put out here on the interwebs. And let's keep going with the video. A look like this has to be one of my favorite kind of just general things that I do here. You know, I feel like I could definitely jazz jazz things up a little bit more. I mean, I obviously wear a ton of like flat sneakers, boots. Those are kind of my things. I mean, I see a lot of influencers and I'm like, oh, I should do like more dresses and stuff like that. But this is the kind of stuff that's just more practical for my everyday life. So I love almost taking I would call it, you know, at its core, maybe more of a lounge outfit. And by that, I mean, these are literally pajama pants that I'm choosing to wear as lounge pants. And then a t-shirt, a graphic tee, which we all love a good graphic tee. But at the base of that, that's something that you'd hang around and binge a Netflix show on. You know what I'm saying? To add a little bit more pizzazz to it, you know, you add some jewelry, although it looks like I'm not wearing any jewelry. Same today. Normally I would be. The vest, I think definitely does something, and then put it with flats. I think that's one of the things that I definitely feel like makes a difference is when you put a pair of, or you put, I don't know, just anything on the bottom with a pair of shoes that's perhaps a little bit unexpected. I feel like that often does a lot. And in this case, we've got the vest matching the flats, which I think is a really cool touch. And then this denim bag by Wrangler. It's a little bit of a different denim, but I actually kind of like that it brings the lighter denim with the darker royal blue lounge pant. It kind of meets those in the middle. That's it. You know, I've got kind of my round retro glasses. You're probably gonna see those a lot. If you don't know how to add like pizzazz or coolness, I mean, literally doing something as simple as adding sunglasses or even a necklace. It's funny, I was getting ready today I just worked from home today and then I went to the doctor. And when I went to the doctor, I was like, how can I make this just like a little bit more dressed up? And I just added a couple necklaces and it's just wild the difference that makes. I mean, I'm not saying I look dressy here at all, like here right now, me today, Jen, host Jen, but like it really does make a difference to just throw on a necklace. I mean, it's just kind of wild. This next one here, I talked about in a recent video. I can link that video for you if you have not seen it. It's all about Amazon sets, the sets that I've been trying and loving from Amazon and also how I styled them. This was actually my favorite in that video. Shocking that it's in my favorites looks video here. Kind of very similar to what I said even about the last one, this idea of taking what could be like, again, at its base, I would be wearing this to literally lounge around the couch, but then you add kind of a fun shoe with a bag and a vest, and it just kind of takes it to a different level. This one in particular here, I think it's a favorite because I love me a mixed green look. And I remember here when I first paired this down with the vest, you know, if you have not tried mixed greens, I would definitely try them. Not the type you consume, but the type that you wear. Sorry. I remember putting this olive green with this lounge set and I was like, oh, okay, I'm either gonna like be matching the rest as olive greens and maybe another color even, or I'm not, you know what I mean? And I think what I ended up doing is I was looking for a pair of olive green shoes. I couldn't find them. I recently got these Converse that are like a chartreuse color. And I was like, ooh, maybe I should do that. And then once you kind of have three greens, in my opinion, just do all greens then. Like just sort of don't necessarily try to match any of the other ones because you don't almost want it to look like you tried to match a bunch and then it just missed, if that makes sense. So even when I did the claw clip, it's funny how many times apparently I'm doing this claw clip thing. I think I wanted to add another touch of green, a different green, which this was a mint green. So I just did it right there to just be like a grab of color. For this one, I thought it was important to bring in a white bag because I really did want to pay a little bit of a nod to that stitching that was there, which I feel like you pick up a little bit in the Converse shoe, but having it kind of go across the body like that and across bum bag, I feel like does really pair the white down nicely. I think sometimes we forget to pair down white because it feels like it's a non-color, like it's just like, oh, it's just white. You know what I mean? It has no pigment kind of a thing. But I think you almost make it a color when you draw attention to like that more. And I think it just kind of pairs down nicely. You'll hear me say that a lot, that phrase, if you happen to be new here, just a warning. So we've got yet another graphic tee. Here we are. Although this one's a little bit more of a collegiate style graphic tee. So, you know, as I look at my favorite looks here, I'm almost thinking like, what are the patterns, Jen? And I think I've landed on, I either like to dress up very traditional lounge clothes, like give them a little bit of I think that's where I get the phrase, you know, elevated lounge that I often say, or take a blazer, because I wear a ton of blazers, and dress them down. So So it's like dress up the lounge or dress down the blazer is kind of definitely go-to looks for me. I would definitely recommend that for you, having sort of go-to outfit formulas or certain looks that you like. Like I don't want to wear a blazer every day. I would, don't get me wrong. But I try to mix things up for people because you might be following me looking for outfit ideas and you don't even wear blazers, don't want to wear a blazer. So it's like if I wear a blazer every day, that's not going to really help everybody. For me, that is a go-to outfit formula. Like if I wear a blazer with jeans, I know I'm going to like it. I often try to do something different because I do that a lot. So a couple things going on here that I think kind of makes this special. I kept it monochromatic here between the blazer and the tee. It's a very light tan, kind of a butter, country crock butter yellow, if you will. And I put that with gray. I feel like I also like to do something just slightly unexpected. And I feel like something like this, it would just look a little bit more traditional if it was with a blue jean. It would look completely fine if it was with a blue jean, but I feel like putting it with gray makes it like a little bit more edgy. I feel like to kind of continue with a little bit of that edginess to balance out the fact that I'm wearing a blazer. The jeans have a little bit of a rip in the knees there. And then I'm wearing a metallic sneaker, which I thought was kind of fun. So to play off the metallic sneaker of the gold, I decided to add in gold jewelry. My bag also does have gold hardware. And then I'm wearing a gold chain belt. So I feel like that really kind of pairs down the gold nicely. And then you'll notice my aviators also have a gold rim to them too. So I feel like it's just kind of this like, I'm kind of dressy, but like I'm cool and I'm a little bit glam. You know, that's kind of the vibe for me here with this one. This look right here, 100% was born out of these sneakers. I love these sneakers. And I'm like, how am I gonna style these? Because they're a little different. They're a little different. So I'll tell you how I went about it. I took the light blue and my original idea was like, okay, well, let me go with denim. That's kind of light blue. I'm not saying that it matches, it doesn't. In fact, maybe it would have looked better if it was a darker denim. I don't know, but that's where the idea was born. I knew I had lime green accessories to pair this down with, so I was not worried about that at all. So then I was kind of like, okay, I mean, I need another color. I'm not just going to do, blue and lime green. So that's where I kind of came up with this denim on denim look. This is more of a kind of like a denim shirt, denim borderline shacket. It's not really that thick though. And then I just decided to go a little bit more monochromatic there with a shirt. It says allegedly, it's hard to see it, but I think the pops of lime green are just so good here. And so I've got lime green in my bracelets, of course, the shoelaces. I think I originally put a shoelace around my waist as a belt. I ended up not going with that, but I honestly didn't hate it. I really didn't. I thought people were gonna roast me for it on Instagram, so I decided not to go with it. It's funny, sometimes I'm in the mood to just get roasted on Instagram, and it's like sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm like, I had a rough work week, like at my real job, like I just really don't feel like being berated on the internet right now. So that's why I didn't. Oftentimes I'll do it anyway, but this time I decided not to, but it actually looked cute. If I have footage of that, I'll throw it in here. I can't quite remember. And then of course the bag, I feel like that really made it. Because I didn't have a lime green belt, I just went beltless, which is why I tried the shoelace in the first place. But yeah, anyway, I feel like if you took this outfit and stripped out the lime green and the shoes, like it would be fine, but I don't think it would be nearly as cute, So this one here was from this past holiday, and I wanted to do a Christmas look that was not overly Christmas. So that was kind of the vibe here. So I love doing kind of red and green, but maybe not your traditional red and green. So I kind of went with red and a little bit more of an olive green here. The hat is not a perfect match, but it kind of is what it is. I feel like the star of the show here is, of course, the tight peeking out of these overalls. And you know what is so funny? What drove me to do this in the first place? I have never had this happen to anything from Walmart. If you are new here, I feature a lot of Walmart and I love Walmart. We wear it all the time on this channel and in real life, okay? And it usually, like a lot of the stuff wears pretty well. Like there's stuff that wears really well, there's stuff that wears okay, and then there was these overalls and they were literally like disintegrating. They came originally with holes in the knees, but they just got so gapingly big that it was ridiculous. And you know what's funny is I washed them after this and they came apart. I mean, I've just never had anything like that. Let me know if that has ever happened to you. It was with Walmart, it was Celebrity Pink. But anyway, the reason why I thought of the tights in general is because of the fact that the holes were just so gapingly big. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do something fun. Let's do a tight. So it's like, that's how I got the idea of doing a tight. And then I'm like, okay, let's do, you know, green, because I decided to obviously do red. And then I wanted to pare down the red. Typically with overalls, I like to wear a little bit more of a fitted shirt because overalls are kind of roomy. So I always like to balance it out by doing something a little bit more fitted. Like I think overalls look cute with bodysuits, even like a crop top, a tank top. I just personally probably wouldn't wear like a big baggy shirt with overalls. That's just me personally. So that's where I went with this. These are those ribbed mock neck shirts from Walmart that I'm obsessed with. I talk about them all the time. You can't really see it here, but I do think I have on a red sock, more just like as I was moving, if you kind of see it. And like in real life, if you were with me here, I think I went to a Christmas party, like a daytime Christmas party is where I was here. And I have on my Converse Run Star Hikes, just kind of a fun little way. Now here I actually did not pare down the white secondarily, which is okay. You don't have to every single time, Jen, but I probably ideally would have. I decided to throw in some green because I'm like, okay, now I've got that outfit, but like, where am I putting the green? You know, this puffer jacket, I thought was a good choice. And I really liked having just something across here. I think that also helps you feel not so like big and billowy when you're wearing overalls as well. And then I just thought that the hat was just kind of fun. The hat was just kind of, it solidified the cool. You know what I mean? It's just solidified the cool girlness. There's a lot of things here that did, but I think this is a really fun way to wear overalls that you could still be like, yeah, I'm obviously cool. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I love this one. This one was probably one of my top favorites. We are about halfway through this video, so please give the video a like if you are digging it so far. That really helps out me and my channel, and I can never thank you enough. This next outfit is kind of like when I talk about how I just style basics. This is sort of exactly what I'm talking about. So clearly I let the flannel here kind of guide me. And then I obviously decided to add in a splash of color with the pink, but the flannel had this olive green and the blue in it. So the blue is really nicely paired down with the hat. And then I decided to kind of go like, it's still blue, but it feels adjacent because it's a different texture, and into the acid wash denim blue. And then of course it's in the shoes and also in the bag. And I decided to kind of cinch the waist a little bit. I wasn't wearing a belt, so that's why I did the flannel there versus wearing it, you know, on me. And then the only other place I think that I actually did put the green was in this plain green top. I think the pink really makes it here, along with the fact that these are sort of like a parachute style jogger. I don't think they're cargos, but they easily could be. They kind of have the vibe of that. But again, putting them with a ballet, or it's not a ballet flat, but just a flat, like a pointy toe flat, which lends itself to being a little bit more dressy. Again, it's kind of that like, hey, I'm a pointy toe flat, I feel dressy, but also like I'm a ripped aged denim. You know, I love the balance of that, like that push and pull of like, what am I? Who am I? Am I dressy or am I, you know, kind of fun and edgy or whatever? So I just love the balance of all this. Again, like if you take all of the pieces apart, nothing is of anything that is special. I've talked about that in a lot of other videos in the past, where I feel like when I was growing up, it was always about like, elder millennial here, by the way, it was always about like a cute top and pants, you know, and really like what sang was the top. And there's obviously nothing wrong with any of that, and I still would do that. But I think my favorite types of outfits are if you take each piece individually, it's, you know, like you're not gonna see that green top in a store and be like, oh my gosh, a plain green top, like I have to buy this. The only piece I probably was obsessed with here individually were the flats. But anyway, it's, you know, kind of bringing them all together is what makes it special. Those are my favorite types of looks. I love this outfit, which is, you know, how I feel about all of them. But if I was gonna put one in the top, I feel like this would be one of them. So wearing red sailor style corduroys thighs, which are cropped. You know, some of you like that, some of you hate it, but really love the color. So starting off with a really fun colored pant. Leopard is a neutral, so it looks good with absolutely everything. But what I really liked about this is these shoes are really, really fun. They're mesh leopard from Amazon. The leopards don't quite match, which is not the best, but it is what it is. They were opposite enough that I guess I was okay with it, apparently. And then of course, having that leopard strap go across, I thought was really, really cute. It just added some interest. But what's really fun about this one is I decided to I did sort of a little French tuck situation. And I had this very much open, and it was obviously fine being open, but I'm like, what can I stick there? It would be kind of fun to pair something down there. So I found this pin that has a little bit of pearl draped on it. And because of that, I decided to then pair that down with a pearl necklace. So again, I love just kind of the mixed positioning here of we've got a graphic tee that says merci, but then we're wearing pearls and the pin sort of is in a non-traditional place. That whole thing, I just really liked it. I actually ended up going with this bag. This was a little trick if you don't do this. This was back when I had a little bit more of a stomach bulge. I still have it. It's just a little bit smaller now, but that really covered it, especially because I went with the side tuck and the stomach bulge was on sort of like full display. That really covered it, particularly because it was a large crossbody. So that's a little fun fact, fun trick if you have never done that before. And then I also paired down, it looks like the leopard in the bracelet as well. Typically, I try not to put things more than 3 places. I think most people would argue don't put them more than 2 places. I'll usually let myself slide to 3 places, but I obviously try not to do more than that because then it becomes more like, hey, I bought the bedroom suit at a furniture store. It's getting into that vibe. It's like, oh, I wore all my leopard because I'm wearing leopard today. Like, no. This next look is barely a look. However, it was one of my favorite campaigns that I have probably ever done. So I was actually doing a campaign for Shapermint. So it was for this Brazzini Martini, which is why I don't have a shirt on, you know. So I wanted to kind of mix the whole idea of, okay, this is edgy, but it's also for a Brazzini Martini. I say Brazzini Martini so that I don't say brawl. So anyway, I think the thing though that I've never done and what I think is interesting is doing these double belts. I'm not saying it's revolutionary. I've just personally never did it before and I think I'd like to do it again. I like the way it looks. I like that there's a difference of texture here. So like the one is clearly pattern checkered while the other one is metal chain. And then I actually kind of brought in the metal chain in the necklace that I'm wearing too. And then of course there's kind of like that silver metal part of the moto jacket. And then to pair down the checker, there's the, you know, just the cute little checkered combat boots. I love those boots. So that's really what it is. And I just feel like it looks like really cool. So anyway, love that even though it's kind of barely an outfit. It's like I can't really wear that to the grocery store. I feel like we're kind of bringing it home back to one of the first ones that I talked about, which was, it's actually wearing these same pants, but it's this whole idea of I love to take sort of a general lounge outfit, but then just like do something cool with it. I feel like this one, instead of making it a little bit more elevated, I feel like I made it a little bit more cool girl kind of. Like I put it with a very like spring style combat boot here and a rain jacket. And I, you know, just adding the hat, adding some jewelry. I just feel like it's a whole vibe. I like that it's kind of all solid down the middle because I'm wearing it with a matching top. And then kind of all of my accessories are the same color. So it's like solid. And then everything around it is the same tone of sort of that tan. The bag has a little bit of cognac in it and so does the combat boot. I like how those marry together a little bit there. Yeah, it's just a really almost like a cool girl rainy day outfit, I guess is how I would describe it. And then this last one here is almost a little bit similar in the fact that I'm taking like a sweatshirt and a legging, making it a little bit more elevated. So the legging is actually a ponte style legging. And I feel like that split hem in the front just adds a little bit of extra detail there. The sweatshirt itself has a floral motif on it. And I like that it's kind of long, it gives the butt coverage, all that kind of stuff. But then adding these earrings that are also floral, I feel like it's a nice little nod to the floral, plus having kind of those big hoop earrings says, oh, okay, we're like a little bit dressed up today, even though we're completely in lounge clothes. And you know, the rest is kind of self-explanatory. Just, I really have that same jacket on. And then I wear this Target bag all the time, but I have like the strap that goes with the other one, and I put them together to kind of, I don't know, just blend the two colors together. I thought it was kind of fun. And then I have on just regular Adidas court style shoes, which also incorporate the black and the white. So yeah, it's just, this is like my favorite type of outfit, if you can't tell. I mean, it's like practically what I'm wearing today, but yeah. That is gonna do it. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite outfit. I would love to hear. Also, since we are, you know, kind of at the start of a new year, you know, Q1, February, whatever, I work in quarters. Corporate Jen works in quarters. But let me know what outfits you would like to see this year. I feel like I definitely could branch out. I've been trying to branch out a little bit more into boho. I feel like I definitely could do some more feminine looks. I do wear a lot of loungy looks, but it truly though fits my lifestyle. So it's hard when I do all the jobs, you know, the multiple jobs, but also then wearing stuff that doesn't fit my lifestyle. It's like, I almost have to get as much mileage as I can out of just these different looks. But either way, I still want to branch out. I still want to hear what you would like to see from me in the future. So please do let me know that down in the comments. And of course, which one was your favorite look? And I think that's it. If you are still here, please leave me a heart emoji or the secret video word of mixed greens. Don't forget to subscribe if you are awesome, and click that notification bell so that you can be notified every single time I be in the kitchen cooking some looks. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.